Honda has been ranked as the biggest manufacturer of internal combustion engines worldwide, with an extraordinary record of producing 15 million units in 2012. Despite joining the vehicle manufacturing business far later than most leading manufacturers, it has earned the position of the 8th biggest vehicle manufacturer worldwide. The Japanese-based company has gained popularity by exceeding people's expectations repeatedly with their products. Honda is known worldwide for its stellar motorcycles, but very few people know who created the company, which makes them and the story behind it. So today, we're going to change that. We'll tell you the entire story of how it happened, so keep watching the video till the end to find out. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon never to miss any updates. Let's begin. The founder of Honda is Soichiro Honda. The Japanese creator achieved worldwide praise and acclamation for the Honda motors, and the vehicles became well-loved possessions by their owners. Soichiro was born on 17 November in a tiny village named Komyo in 1906 in Hamamatsu, Japan. His father, Gihei Honda, was a blacksmith, and his mother, Mika Honda, was a weaver. Soichiro spent his childhood at his father's bicycle repair shop. He was a curious child from the beginning. He was fascinated with learning to make new things and how machines and tools worked, and were especially interested in vehicles and their mechanisms. Honda did not have a fondness for conventional education in schools. He was more interested in practical knowledge, not theoretical. He failed a test one day, and when his school gave him a report asking him to get it sealed by his parents, he forged his family seal using a bicycle pedal cover made of rubber. At 15, Honda left his house and went to Tokyo to look for a job without any traditional education. He finally received an apprenticeship in 1922 at a garage. He worked there for 6 years and then went back home in 1928, where he started his first business, an auto repair shop, at 22 years old. While he was working in his machine shop, he had been trying to do his best to cast an accurate piston ring, so he started a company and named it Tokai Sekai. The company made piston rings. Finally, after some time, he successfully made the perfect piston ring, so he decided to sell it to Toyota, but his first batch was rejected. However, 2 years later, they finally ordered a large batch. But Soichiro had difficulty producing products as his company didn't have enough cement because Japan was preparing for the World War. That left him with no choice of making cement by himself and building another factory to produce piston rings. It was named the Itawa plant. Misery struck Honda when during the World War, his first plant, Tokai Sekai, was demolished, and the second plant in Itawa was destroyed after the Mikawa earthquake. So Honda had to sell whatever was still in a better condition and use the money to develop the Technical Research Institute by Honda. In the September of 1946, one day, Soichiro found a generator motor used by the prior Imperial Army, and that was the moment that began his lifelong love of engines. 3 years later, in 1949, the money from liquidating Honda Technical Research Institute was used to build Honda Motor Company Limited. After the founding of Honda Motor Company Limited, Soichiro began working with an investor named Takeo Fujisawa. Takeo helped Honda's new company not only with capital, but also with valuable financial and marketing strategies. Innovations of 1950. 1950 was the year in which the Honda Motor Company saw growth, especially with the introduction of their foremost motorcycle in Japan. The co-founders of the Honda Motor Company, Soichiro and Takeo Fujisawa, had different prerogatives. From the investment point of view, Fujisawa cared extra about the simple financing access with higher sales procured by the creation of engines, and Honda was more passionate about participating in motorcycle races. By the decade's end, Honda had won all the huge motorcycle sports racing awards of the 1950s, so later on, Fujisawa had Honda focus on other things besides the production of racing motorcycles, such as creating more productive engines. He also urged Honda to assemble a motorcycle design that could be ridden using only one hand, thereby giving its riders the option to carry packages. With the introduction of the Honda 50cc Super Cub, the company's sales skyrocketed. Expansion into the United States. After the success of its motorcycles in Japan, the Japanese manufacturing company began thinking about expansion. The Honda Motor Company Limited had the potential to make it big in other places too, so the company began focusing on the US. And before the beginning of the 1960s, the country's citizens saw motorcycle riders as people who caused trouble. Honda Motor Company changed this notion successfully when they launched their division in America in 1959. Honda could make this possible by introducing smaller and lightweight motorcycles in the American market for the American public to use, and successfully beat all its other competitors making motorcycles. In 1967, the company also commenced producing trucks and cars. Moreover, the Honda engineers worked on portable generators, power tillers, pumps, outboard motors, and lawnmowers. Honda also introduced 2 small passenger cars, but they were not as successful. Then in 1973, they introduced the Honda Civic model, which truly made Honda stand out in the automobile manufacturing market. Moreover, Honda launched Acura in 1986, the first ever Japanese automaker luxury nameplate, and had 60 US Acura dealers in the beginning, allowing Acura to get no less than 4 J.D. Power & Associates Customer Satisfaction Index awards. Problems in the early 1990s. Honda succeeded in the 1990s with their outstanding motorcycles and cars, but not everything lasts forever, as Honda stumbled upon some problems after some time. The competition was so strong, as the sales of Ford and Toyota models were growing, but the sales of Honda models were dropping considerably. The company tried to handle this, adding more Americans to the management and creating new models. Still, with the car industry being saturated worldwide, the market was competitive for everyone. The end of the century and moving forward. Honda never gave up as it introduced the first ever gasoline-powered vehicle in 1995 to meet the standards of the ultra-low emission vehicle. They also created a new 360-degree inclinable ultra-small 4-stroke engine while working on products with low emissions. By the end of the century, Honda was doing great despite having some weaknesses, and it relied on its US sales more, becoming one of the best car manufacturers worldwide. In 2014, Honda Transmission MFG became popular, and the first automotive manufacturing US facility used on-site wind turbines to get a massive amount of electricity. Popular Honda products. Honda is popular for some high-quality products like motorcycles, which made it a popular brand. They sold millions of motorcycles worldwide, and one of their most known models is the Honda Super Cub. They also produced automobiles which were highly appreciated when they made it to the market. Some notable models designed by them were Civic, Fit, Vezel, S500, Fit, etc. The Honda NSX has always been the top-line supercar model for Honda. It offers power equipment that is so popular and has products like engines, lawnmowers, onboard engines, mowers, hedge trimmers, pumps, sprayers, etc. They have ATVs for utility and sports purposes in models like TRX 700, TRX 250X, Rincon, Rubicon, etc. Also recently, they designed a humanoid robot, Asimo, as well as some engines like V8 or GY6 engines. They also produce not only these, but some mountain bikes for downhill racing, known as Honda RN01. Finally, they didn't forget to lend their hand to the aircraft industry and manufactured the HA420 Honda Jet, with increased fuel efficiency and aerodynamics. Finally, what do we think? The Japanese automaker Honda was the first ever automaker to design vehicles in North America, but it has gained worldwide recognition for its excellent products. The company is also popular for its fuel-efficient cars, including normal and racing cars. People appreciate their cars and often use them in their travels. Honda products are and will always be appreciated and are here to stay forever. When he was a child, he was thrilled by the first car he ever saw in his village, and later, he would say that he could never forget the small amount of oil it gave off, saying that it smelled like perfume. His love for engines grew stronger as time passed, and he established his name in history. What do you think about this car maker? Did the story inspire you? Let us know in the comments section below, and subscribe to our channel for more uploads like this.